Alright, this is going to be milled in real time. Filmed in real time, sorry. And what I'm doing is I'm taking and I'm narrowing this old oak beam that I have with the chainsaw. The reason this is interesting to me is this is going to be the thinnest cut I've ever made with a chainsaw mill. I have my mill set at a 1/2 inch. So basically I'm taking 3/4 of an inch off the top, including my curve, and 1/2 inch slab of wood. The idea is I want to lighten this beam. This is a 4x9 oak beam. I want to lighten this and I want to refresh both faces. It's going to be used for a shelf on a wall, and it's going to be supported by architectural details, which are basically, they're wood, but they're like shelf brackets, wood, scrolled wood. And there's a concern for the weight of the beam because it's oak. Anyway, it's going to refresh the top and bottom face. I have to do both sides. We're going to bring it down to about 2.5 inches, I guess, right? Yeah, about somewhere around 2.5 inches thick. And then I got to sand off the sides, and they're going to cut it to length. So that being said, it is hot as hell, and I know my pants are broken. Just take a quick look. We're going from cold here with the old 288 on a Granberg, and look at how narrow that cut is. So we're going to see how, I'm just lining it up for you. I'm hoping that's focusing. Pretty darn narrow, and you're getting it right. The runner, the center runner's right here. I can't even get my finger in there. So we're going to see how we do. Should be pretty interesting if something goes wrong. And if something goes wrong, I'm kind of screwed because this is the last oak beam I have. And my client, who's my youngest sister, is desiring oak, and I'd like to make her happy. She's a good kid at 54. Something like that. Yeah, kid. Anyway, that's what's going on. Let me get my squirt bottle. Had to fish it out of the back of the truck. If you're new to milling, a couple extra wedges. If you're new to milling, especially once you start using anything over 24 inches, I keep a sriracha bottle with a little extra oil in it to hit the head of my bar and make sure everything's moving fairly nicely. You know what I'm saying? Especially my sprocket tips. It's a long run. This is on a, 28 inch bar, so 93 links, 3/850 Woodland Pro ripping chain, full comp, and when I say full comp, it's staggered, full tooth, half tooth, full tooth, half tooth, but at a regular spacing, not long and skip. Bar's not long enough. Anyway, let's get on it. Fire the old Husky up. trouble I had at the end of the cut. That was anticipated. And that is why what I just milled is actually quite a bit longer than what it's spec'd for. So that's important to know. It's so light I needed some sort of block, and I knew I was going to run into an issue with sag. So I did the things I had to do. Sawdust on there, a little water, wash that off. And I gotta say, this is the cut. And I never really thought I'd be able to cut that thin with a chainsaw mill. It is a new chain. It is super sharp. It's a beautiful, beautiful cut. And let's take a look at the other piece of wood. But I mean, as you can see, this is consistent. We'll see if we can give you that kind of shot right down the line there. You can see it flying away a little bit already. It's a nice piece of wood, a lot of character in the checks. Let's take a look at what we got over here. All right, we're gonna lose the end of that outside of that knot. So let's just get, this is a shelf. This is a nasty pit to have on a shelf. You know, you don't want that. So this is the end. It's going to be that end's going to be taken off too. I'm just going to be dressing this side with a heavy belt. But as far as I'm concerned, this is a beautiful piece of wood for its purpose. And the cut really came out nice. So let's take a quick look up the grain, see what we got. All right, this is where it sagged. Right here, you can see sawdust built up. You can see the cut marks. This drops off about a 1/4 inch. But that can actually be saved. And this is one side of a book fold from the heart, with the heart removed from the tree. This beam was cut. Got another nice, we got another nice knot up here. Little character in the grain. A knot that's just a regular knot. This one has a bit of pitting with it. I'm sure you can see that. The next one is just a knot. You can see it's carrying a little moisture in the checks. And then some straight grain up to the end. A little bit of wave to it. It's nice. Alright. Let me flip this baby over. I'm going to set up for the other side. Now traditionally this old Husky gives me a very hard time once she's been started. But we'll see. It's actually a beautiful cut. Very happy with that. Alright. Oh, that's that. Again, we got a beautiful, another super true thin slab cut. And that is that. Thanks for watching. We're going to do another one with a maple log in a minute.